Recording in progress. There we go. There we go. What's up, Cam fam? It's Pretty Boy Dave T here, currently with what's your name? Yes, Anthony, or aka Nikovwin. Yes, yay, lovely Madam of Wahuru. And soon we shall have Reaper over here joining as soon as he is able. We will have other members of Wahoo joining us. Baylock is strumming at a concert currently, and Jan Stitch, as he is wont to be, is winding his wings on the way here, even as we speak. Yeah, so, yes, we shall have a full complement here, hopefully within the hour. But you forgot my name. Well, I mean, you know, I remember the important, you know, Pretty Boy Dave T, aka Matatopa. You know, we got that part. Yeah, Pretty Boy Dave T, the good looks. You know, I hear you. I hear you. It's all good. But we are playing the game EverLore, the real EverLore. And yes, EverLore is a classless and level-less tabletop role-playing game. We use a D12, and we have a point-buy system for character progression. And so you guys can learn a lot more about us on social media at EverLoreGame, but also check out our website, which is ManChildLTD.com. And did want to let you guys know that in a couple of weeks, we're going to be launching a GoFundMe page. We did find out some information. We have some you know, some trademark and copyright issues. So we're getting an attorney, and we're going to be sort of battling that out. But we are a small business, and so we're self-funded. So we're going to need some help with that. And so we'll be doing a GoFundMe to just put some more information about that. But, you know, that's for another day. Right now, we're going to be having some fun. And just getting this going. It is what it is, and so we're just gonna, you know, we're gonna let our attorney handle that as attorneys do, and we're going to continue to provide the best quality product we can for you guys, because this game is for you. All right. So as we are about to get started, I see that Nikarvin is over there furiously finishing up a coloring on one of my drawings. What we're trying to do is she's working on an image over there, and we're doing like a special remastering of some of the books. And so she is working on coloring one of the images. I can't wait for you guys to see it all redone. So we'll get to that. And Reaper is almost in position, and we will see how far Stitch is out. Let me, you guys, shoot Stitch a quick notice and just find out. Stitch is the one who shoots. Yeah, well, he tries anyway. All right. I'm telling him you said. Yeah, well, you know, it's all right. It's all right. Truth hurts sometimes, but it's okay. His arrows don't. That's all good. Okay. I am furiously busy. So, all right. We are going to begin with the few. You got the invite? You're gonna go ahead and jump on in here. So at least they can see the three of us. Yeah. I'm saying. Right now, I don't want to take up all the pretty, although I am pretty. It's okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with the recap. Anthony was asking, have any of us hit 100? And honestly, I do not know, because I have not been tracking it as well as I should have been. That's an H my head. Yes, I know last week we got, how much EP did we get last week? At the end of it, I know I sent us out that screenshot of 9. But we got
+3 for confirming, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got +3 for confirming.
And then you guys got some good stuff.
I got
For
+2 for figuring out the skin question. That was
Okay,
such a-
but that was you guys. Okay, so I'll just do the, all right, so I'll just say 12 on me. All right. What was the date on that?
October 13th.
All right, that's right. Because last
Skip a
week,
and today's
well,
the
last week
13th.
because we had a business meeting to do. So yeah, that's why we had to, that's when we had to meet with the lawyer and get the trademark and stuff like that stuff going to protect our game and our name and our brand. Okay, so 12 EP for Mighty Matatopa. All right. So who wants to try for a recap?
I would love to.
All right, just Nick Harbin.
Oh,
Okay, well, I guess there's no need to roll.
sweet. All right.
So we will get started. You wanna get in touch with Stitch? Oh, that is correct. Yes, thank you. Safety first, safety first.
+1 EP for safety.
Yes, I will give you that.
Oh, serious?
Yes, I will give him 1 EP for thinking
You
of
also
safety.
shouldn't use your phone while driving.
Oh, yes,
you know
no.
that?
Yeah, you're piggybacking. No, that ain't happening. Yes. You want to delabel that drink right there? Yeah.
Label what drink?
Yes, yes. Okay, on the recap. Recap
all right.
away.
Recap. Got it. So last time on EverLore, there is a goat guiding Wahuru, and its name is Shar. And while we're discussing, it has prime powers. As we can see, it is accommodating, or the earth as it walks, it accommodates for the goat. And so it's almost like we're walking on a conveyor belt or like an escalator. And we're kind of getting pulled along while we're walking. So we're moving pretty fast. While the Shar, sorry, I keep wanting to say the goat, but goat deserves respect. Shar guides us to the grave of Caiaphas, who is one of 2 Monotopa's sons. And we respect his grave and place another one of our fallen comrades, Vondra, next to Caiaphas. And everyone in Wahuru, well, most of Wahuru offers their condolences to the dead. Vondra is placed next to Caiaphas. I said the wrong name, my bad. Monotopa, he shaves off like a weird little patch of his beard. So currently it's
Well,
like,
that's got to be weird.
well, because you're missing a patch of hair in your beard.
I mean, it's, he keeps it nice and tight. So he just cuts off a little bit here, cuts off a little bit there. It's all good.
You said it was from the bottom.
Well, I mean, he just said he took it off. Matatopa is all swag. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Hater.
Starts ripping hair off his face.
Ripping. Oh, come on now.
Matatopa takes hair and places it into the he buries it alongside the graves of Caiaphas and Vondra, who we tried to bury on our own, and piddly so, as Shar just kind of dirt moves for Shar's will, and we weren't quite able to do it ourselves as good as Shar was. And that's when I hear music from Matatopa's bag. And old habits die hard. As I search for this music very desperately, Matatopa says he is going to step into the bag of holding where Nick Harbin hears it from.
His sack of, you mean his splinter sack?
Splinter sack.
Yes.
It's a splinter sack.
Yes, that is what we have in EverLore. Splinter sacks.
Is what the splinter sack is.
Yes.
Yes. It is a bag that leads to a splinter realm in which things are held.
Yes.
And so Nick Harbin, seeing that the splinter sack is the source of the music, reaches in and finds a clock. And Anthony being Anthony, not Nick Harbin being Nick Harbin, I have my character grab the magic item and use it. And it's almost like somebody in the room predicted I would do that, as it is actually Volkrin Strazig, the foe ender, who comes to Nick Harbin and freezes time with said cloth. He reveals that it's a changing flesh and it attaches to me. And I begin to discuss with Vokrin that, I have to learn Vokrin's, fighting ways if I'm going to be his herald. But instead of learning the typical song of death, I am going to be having one taught to me that is uniquely good for my build and character, as Nicaraguen is, in Vokrin's words, more aggressive than a couple of other fighters. Then on top of that, the changeling flesh will allow me to perhaps change my armor in some kind of way. That was what Vokrin said.
Okay, all right.
It's changeling flesh. That's about what I would have expected.
Yeah.
Aside from that, Shar wants to hunt with the halflings, and I believe you didn't go with Baylock and Shar, did you? Don? Oh, got you. So it was just Baylock and Shar that hunted, and Shar loves meat, and Shar didn't quite understand the process of skinning this beast that they had hunted, and so Shar just kind of chewed away, and Baylock had to kind of bring it in a little bit and say, hey, if you're cool with waiting a second to eat, we could get the flesh off this and use it.
Ah. Yep.
Shar also offered a buff to Baylock for hunting.
Okay. And that is good. I will give you 2 EP for that.
Yeah.
I did just get a text and looks like
I saw it too.
yeah, Stitch will not be able to join us tonight. He's doing pastor things, and so we can't be upset with that. So he is in the middle of that. We will go ahead and get started. Like I said, Baylock will be joining us perhaps in about an hour. So
currently dining with
we
Shar.
will, yes, right. So we will go ahead and get started with that. At where we left off, we were packed up and ready to leave the Grove. There was nothing else that Manitoba wanted to do, unless there's anything else that you guys wanted to do within the Grove.
Well, I suppose the Grove doesn't have like a tavern or some sort of blacksmith or something.
I mean, you can ask in the Grove.
All right. Well, I suppose I will, if I roll insight, which I am currently trying to grab right now, but let's say, could I roll insight to look for somebody who might be askable?
Well, no, you wouldn't need to. I mean, we're with Shar.
Oh,
she remember, she was going to be leaving with us.
yeah, then in that case, I will ask. Shar, would you happen to know any place we could sell some of the goods we've obtained from battle? We've got quite a heavy load, and it would be nice if we could get some of the weight off our shoulders before we went on any travels.
We don't have much use for the kind of stuff that you have.
Would be more useful to ask than not.
But overhearing that, traveling with us was Kapsala, and she was having been sent from the Lifehold. And if you recall, she was the one who was training Manitoba.
Yeah.
And she will say, you have items to sell?
I mean, of course, if it's anything we can offer to the Lifehold, we'd be willing to, give it up for a reasonable price. I believe Restilian here would be better at doing deals than I do. I'm newer to the party. I'm not quite experienced with these kinds of business dealings, but I would prefer to carry a lighter load on our travel.
Well, what kind of items do you guys have?
And then Nicarvin is going to, and then if Restilian is nearby, she's gonna tap him with her elbow.
And
I'm not sure.
hearing that,
Topa, aren't you holding the splinter sack?
yeah, Manitoba will walk over. Well, maybe we can walk over a little further away and have a little privacy.
Ah, yes. of
Yes,
course.
Reaper, would you accompany us?
Yeah.
All right. So just so we're not sort of like bringing out stuff amidst everybody.
Yeah.
We have a lot of the stuff that we previously had from like all of our engagements. We had the enchanted warhammer, the enchanted longsword, things like that, which she is, you know, I mean, we'll do some reels to see how interested she is in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then there is a platinum statue of the snake, which is what Nicarvin brought back from the journey into the past. And there is the 6 daggers, 10 shields, 8 swords, 2 spears, 3 bows, and 2 suits of armor that she also brought back from the past. Which don't seem to be, I mean, we did like arcane insight on them, and they weren't magical in any way.
You know, we could do that.
Mhm.
If we could figure out who was a part of those battles in the past, perhaps if they have a lineage that tracks to today, we could offer these pieces to their respective families.
So are you saying that in front of Tepsala?
Oh, I thought we had walked away, and I was going to say that to Monopopa.
Well, Tepsala was with, Matopa was
Oh,
saying, hey,
Tepsala.
Tepsala, Reaper.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, so we just didn't want to, Matopa just didn't want to have that conversation in the midst of the whole camp.
Got you.
You
Yeah, I
know.
figured, and that's cool, yeah.
Not to mention, I hear what you're saying, but that was thousands of years ago and on another continent.
Ah,
You know,
I see
I
the
mean,
difficulty in returning these.
yeah.
All right.
So those are the items that sort of spark most interest. And so Reaper, you have market price, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Except for one helmet, I would like to keep a singular helmet from, or a single set of armor from that.
Wait, was the snake thing magical?
None of it was.
What am I wrong?
For market price. Sorry, give me a second here. You're going to do a persuasion roll, but right now you're just trying to do an insight. So just roll insight.
Insight is a 50.
Okay, so you know you have an understanding of sort of the value of things. All right. You notice that these things look more unique than anything that you've ever seen. You know, the style of them is different, the texture, even though you have seen platinum items before, the quality of the platinum seems to be streaked with different, seems like it's intermingled with sort of like a different mineral. Although you would swear it's pure platinum, it just seems to be like pure, you know, and you would estimate that, you know, given what you understand of where they came from thousands of years in the past, there is like singular value to these items. Okay, so armed with that information, how are you going to make a pitch to Tepsala?
It's pretty simple. I'm going to Marsopa. We're not selling this stuff here.
Are you not saying that's in cover? Or you're just saying it?
I mean, if you're running, I'm showing them be there.
Oh, got you. All right.
Plus, doesn't he have the stuff? Or do you have it?
He has the
I
stuff.
have it.
I am not carrying it. Unless it's like we're traveling. It's a weight thing. But he is the holder, protector of the loot.
Pardon me, Tepsala. And oh, did you learn? I'm going to say, why not? In hand can't.
And I'll respond. It's some of the purest stuff I've ever seen. We're not selling it.
So that means we can get a good price.
Yeah, but to a big, I feel like this would be the place to appreciate the value. I also want some. It's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying.
And so you're thinking to forsake profit to keep some of the uniqueness.
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps not forsake profit, but
Yes, we're
So
well, to sell them as regular metal pieces of war would be a waste. There's a uniqueness to them. They're antiques.
but well, you're not in on this conversation.
Oh,
We're doing hand can. You don't know it yet.
I don't.
we didn't learn.
Your new character has not learned it.
It says I have it on my languages. And you were there for like all of my character creation.
Okay, so your new
Yeah.
character has picked. Okay,
Yeah, from
All right.
you know,
That
the,
seemed a little
No,
bit.
no.
It's-
That would have been what. Okay,
yeah.
then.
I mean, if you want, I can replace it with a different language, but I would prefer to keep.
No. I mean, it would make sense. So. What are your thoughts on dealing with this stuff then?
I think perhaps instead of selling them to war bands, there would be a museum of sorts that would take them. If we're heading back to Qubayba. I know I'm saying this as the one who recommended we sell them, but seeing Stillion's new point of view, I see no reason why we should waste the value of them here as opposed to somebody who would see their uniqueness that we did.
Well, we don't know what her value of them is.
Well,
Shouldn't we find out what her value of them is?
I just wanted to keep the stuff. Yeah, we could make our own museum and profits off of that because you have old stuff from other continents.
I would agree perhaps in keeping some of it, but I mean, we have multiples of every item.
Okay, so we can have multiple different sets, you feel me? Change the drip up. And it might have other magical properties that we can use to better ourselves.
No, they are not magical.
They could be used to create other things that we don't know about because they're thousands of years old within my timeline.
I heard perhaps if they have a unique material, they have the potential to contain enchantments that items we can't make here could. The potential for magic flows through all things, correct?
That is correct. Very well. Tapsala, it looks like they are not interested in selling these things. We do have some other items that we'd be willing to part with. We have I mean, we have like long swords, things like that. And so are you going to try to convince her to purchase anything else?
Like I said, that isn't super old.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
all the
I mean, I'm
others
just
are-
saying now you have to convince her.
Yeah.
But what's
So, like-
the market value for? I rolled a 12 or whatever it is to go into it.
You also might have to have some dialogue with it.
Obviously.
Well, they range in different pricing. I mean, because there's different enchantments on the
Yeah,
the
well,
various
what I think
items.
that the general like net price.
I mean, probably 20 to 30,000 silver.
As you can see, we have a plethora of goods that I feel would better this area.
Oh,
It's
crazy. The pride or the. Actually, no, I can't say anything. This is your talk.
anyway. I think that these items could suit you all to use your immense power and immense defensive capabilities to its maximum. I could release it all to you for a measly 25,000.
I really am interested in those items there. I've never seen anything like them. And I think that it would bolster the life hold to be able to, in positions of honor, I think that would help us draw people to the life hold. So I'd really be interested in those. I mean, you know, you've seen our shop. Although it is modest, we do have weapons. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I'll buy these weapons from you. And I'll do the 25 if you're interested in throwing in, you know.
I can throw in maybe one suit of armor. It's just me as a seller, I'm not well adversed in this, and I feel like it would be unresponsible of me to sell these items without knowing the full extent of them. They could be linked into such a dark and mischievous past. We just don't know. And I wouldn't want to put that onto my people I see as comrades. But yeah, like you said, they are amazing. If I can find more information and it turns that they're fine, then I'd gladly come back and sell them to you.
Well, what about the platinum snake? The statue?
Well, that we just don't know. I just don't know anything about it. I don't know what it's linked to. So I wouldn't be able to release that to you responsibly.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Looks like you guys got some daggers there, shields, swords, spears. How about you got 6 daggers? How about I take, you're saying you'll give me, how many are you willing to get rid of?
The 6 daggers?
Yeah,
Are the daggers from the
past.
I could release 1.
Okay. The shields.
Like I said, I could do 1 of everything. I feel like that would be responsible. Not responsible, but that's as far as my conscience is willing.
Even one of the suit of armor? You got 2 suits of armor. You're gonna give me one of those?
You could have a piece.
Well, it only works as a suit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't
or a helmet.
couldn't do that.
That's there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's it's either one suit or no suit.
Then we just can't release 1.
Well, all right. So I'll do a dagger, a shield, a sword, a spear, a bow. Okay. And then the other stuff you have over here. All right. So
Let me double check with my party members to make sure they're fine with that.
well, I mean, what so we're going to do 25 for this. What do you say, another 25 for the dagger and stuff?
I think that since it's so rare, I would be able to release it for any less than 50.
Let's roll on that.
oh, things didn't just like go up, he doubled.
What are we rolling?
Euros in your market price, so your persuasion.
Awesome. 50.
Okay. All right. 50 just seems too steep. I do agree that 25 might be too low. I mean, they're not magical though. I mean, but they are rare. 35?
That's just too low for me. I could, like you said, 50 is kind of out there. I could do like 43.
43. 43 plus the 25 for this stuff. Okay, if the rest of them agree, all right, we'll have a deal on it then.
All right.
All right. So that's what? 67. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Or did you say anything to someone? What?
So you're going to talk to us? All right. I mean, we heard it, so hand can't, what are we thinking? All right.
If you can't see that on stream, that's
Yeah.
the okay symbol.
You know, I mean, I think you did a good job. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So 67. All right.
I'm not good now.
67,000 silver pieces, right?
Wait.
Huh?
Or 68. It's not 67.
Huh?
It's 68.
Yep. It's
What?
68.
43 plus 25.
5 plus
68.
25. Yes, you're right. Yes, 68.
You got 1,000.
Yeah, what the heck?
Okay. So that cuts that down to 5 daggers, 9 shields.
78?
Huh?
What was the number again?
68.
68.
1 spear, 6 swords, 2 bows. Okay. All right. And we have gotten rid of quite a bit of stuff. Okay, so the rest will, there was nothing else, right? There at the Grove.
I believe we don't have any other items. Restilian, is there anything else you'd be interested in doing here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you
Yep.
know where perhaps Sitch and Balak are?
Well, I mean, they're with the rest of the group getting ready to go. So if we're
All right.
ready, we're headed out then. Okay. So heading back to Qubayba, we will just go ahead and make the jump. You during that time will as you are sleeping each night, you will feel as if you have been visited by Volcran. And you will feel as if he speaks with you, you know, just talking to you about some of his journeys and some of his conquests in the past, you know, where, you know, he went to go fight this monster, where he went to go fight this monster and why he did it and what he thought about when he did it. And, you know, how he thought he was the greatest and things that he learned. And it will take 3 weeks from the Grove to reach Qubayba. In that time, you will gain insight from his teachings. And you receive Soul Search.
Oh.
If you do not already have it.
Like a proficiency?
Proficiency Soul Search.
Okay, let me check if I have this real quick. I don't believe I do, so I will add it. And
It provides +2 to insight. Regarding matters of Vinri.
got it.
So you can determine if someone has received Vinri from a god. And
Do they have to be living, or can I just think of whoever it is?
no, the person would have to be living. And so if you meet somebody, you'll be able to tell whether or not they've received Vinri, even if they know it or not.
Got it. All right,
Right.
sweet.
Okay, and one EP, who can tell me what Vinri is?
Oh, so Venri is when you act in the accordance with the will of a god, and that god decides to reward you with strength for acting in accordance with their will. It's usually not given very lightly, and so it is seen as a great honor to be given a Venri.
That
In
is correct.
the term of game mechanics, it allows you, depending on the kind of Venri you're given, but I believe it's either you get 1 point to a trait, 2 points to an aptitude, or a proficiency of a certain tier. Or is it just the traits and aptitudes?
They provide you different bonuses, yeah, depending on who gives you the Vinri.
Yeah.
Yep. But yes, so you get an EP for that. All right.
Today.
So arriving at Qubayba, what's the progression? How are we doing this?
And this is like when we get to Qubayba, or while we're going there?
Well, as we're coming to it, so we're approaching the gates.
Oh.
What's the formation?
Nicarwin will be, closer to the front. She's heard that it's a warring place, and so she wants to, she doesn't want to be the one to greet the guards, but she does want to, protect. She wants to be the muscle, so she's gonna head towards the front.
Okay. Reaper, where do you plan on positioning yourself?
I'm sorry, what were you saying? I was texting mom.
Okay. As far as entering Qubayba, what's your position? We're trying to figure out the order, like our marching order.
I'd probably go first.
Okay, so you're up front as far as the group goes.
Wait, then I'd be second or third if you want to be second.
Okay. Manitoba is probably going to be hanging around the back area.
All right.
Because we're not
face of Wahuru?
we're not only traveling just with Wahuru. We do have some other travelers from the Lifehold, and we also have the goat. We have the 2 tigers. We have Chaha'o. So it's quite a strange sort of collection. We have Derrican, and a couple of his crew. So
Oh yeah, am I still practicing the original Bokranamosh with Derrican and his group?
you are still you're receiving their version of sort of like calisthenics. So you're just sort of warming up with them.
Okay.
But you are not doing like a full training exercise with them.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
All right, that sucks, but okay.
So as the group approaches, Derrican will step up closer to you, Reaper, since you were up front. And Derrican,
Got
and will suggest that either you or he should do the talking for the group. And he would say, I suggest that you figure out some way to make your tigers look a little less threatening. And he would say this probably when we were like a mile away.
It's Qubayba, right?
It is Qubayba.
We'll be fine.
Oh, I'm not certain.
Why?
The people of Qubayba are more used to living in a city that's more tame than some of the prime lands that we've been traveling around for a while. They might not be used to the sights of the beasts
They
that
don't
we
really
carry
care
with
about
us.
their own people. And the guard should know of me, and they should know of the group, and that's the only people that matter.
I mean, of course, that's what matters, but if they're scared of the beasts that follow us, then they might have trouble letting us in.
I
That's
don't,
what I'm saying. You shouldn't be afraid of that.
well, I don't think it's so much of that. You have been gone a while. And there has been much change. And you don't know which guards are going to be there. I mean, someone might have died. They don't, I mean, there's no telling who will be there.
Yeah, but I agree with that, but what am I supposed to do? I can't just like change it is what it is. I mean,
Perhaps if you and Caiaphas were to ride the tigers, they would look more like mounts and less like beasts of predation.
but they're, I mean, that if they're, I don't want to demean them, they're creatures. They have just as much of a right to enter my city as we do.
Of course they do, but
And if someone has a problem with it, then we can figure that out when we get there. I'm not gonna demean my party.
no, I suppose.
And
Manitoba
it's not
will
like they're
start
just
coming
looking
up.
Crazy.
Manitoba will come up. So what's the delay? I mean, the line is stopped. So what's going on?
We're trying to figure out, well, Derrican had come up with the idea that perhaps we should make the tigers look less threatening, so the guards would have an easier time letting us into Qubayba. However, hearing Restilian, he doesn't want to reduce the threat of the tigers, and I see no reason to. And if he's with the owners of the city, then perhaps when we get to the gates, we'll be able to explain our situation to them.
I mean, I don't think the tigers look crazy. It's not like they're not cleaned or anything.
I mean, they don't look crazy to us, but
But they
to
are
non-adventurers,
tigers.
be-
So, like I said, what do you want me to do?
well, what options?
Why don't
do
we
we
ask
have for
them?
tigers?
I mean, ask them what do they think?
Zeri, what? So we're at a little we're having a discourse about basically what to do with your because your tigers were entering the city. So like, is there anything we could? They want me to like make y'all look less angry or I guess scary. So how would we do that?
I am just as I am.
That's what I'm saying.
I kill when I need to kill. I do not plan on killing right now.
100%. It's not like y'all don't look nice. You just look like animals, no offense.
Are we?
I mean, I guess so your kind, that sounds crazy. It's for humanoids, especially like city folk, I guess. It's very uncommon to see large, you'd be qualified as like a beast. Seeing large beasts with a group party and not be scared.
I have been known to make some run and flee. And that does often make me want to chase and eat. This one, and he will paw at Nicarvlin, suggested you and the other small one,
Everyone's gonna take a step back and tiger claws out there.
masquerade on us. Would that calm?
It should. I believe once we're just through the gates, then you should have fine. But I guess it'd be nice to play a charade in front of guards. Especially since I haven't been home in quite some time, things might be different.
I can't hear this conversation, can
Not between them, because they don't talk in the way that Chao does.
I? Okay, gotcha.
Yes, or Shar.
Can Char translate for me?
Shar could, but Shar hasn't been asked to.
Oh, got you. I won't ask them to. I just thought that was
very well. I will allow that. And then seeing that, Chao will walk up and she will go up to Zav.
So many enemies.
Yeah.
They do have sort of
War?
Roll.
What? Hold on. Quick question. Where are the spiders?
They have not been born.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they.
No, they haven't been born.
Because I forgot.
Roll D12 for mental fortitude for Zav.
Zav got a 3.
So Zav is going to try to sort of like weasel out away as Chaho sort of reaches down and gently picks him up. She's going to pick him up sort of by the scruff, and she's going to fling him on her back.
Zav was the goblin from earlier.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
And so she's going to fling him on her back. And she's going to say to us, less threatening, right?
Yeah.
I think perhaps the goblin on your
And he's going to be like shaking.
I think perhaps a goblin on your back would be more terrifying. The
Yeah.
city's been.
Well, because at this time she is the size of like a large horse.
Yeah.
So he's
You should be fine up here with us.
You should be.
Nobody
fine.
needs to ride you.
But if you would prefer, I could be seated.
this one is okay. And he's gonna be like,
I think I hear you.
It's fine. It'll be fine. You'll be fine, Dad.
All right.
Don't
worry. You're probably more likely to be you're actually less likely to be eaten whilst on top of Chaho.
oh, yes, that is right, Zav says.
The fear you experience whilst mounted is the fear her enemies fear as well.
Good Chaho, good Chaho, he says. Can we go?
Of course.
All right. So getting to the gates, as the well before the party arrives, given the oddness of the group, there are going to be several guards that will approach before we get even 200 or 300 feet, before the city. And
Do I recognize them?
roll insight.
Would I recognize them?
50.
You can roll insight as well.
Okay.
Matatopa does not recognize them.
Got a 40.
You do not recognize them either. 50, you will recognize 2 of them. Last time you saw them, they were just newly appointed. And you recall that your grandfather had something to do with their appointment. One of them is a halfling. The other one is a rather rotund gnome. The halfling, she'll step up and she will brandish her sword and say, "Halt! State your business."
Do I know their name?
Huh?
Do I know their name?
Actually do a knowledge.
You've seen their faces.
Nope.
More of a tight knit community one.
You definitely
Mhm.
know what these guys look like, but you forgot it.
Okay.
81.
Actually, yeah, that's it, right.
Okay. You will not know her name,
Her being the halfling or the red tongue?
the halfling.
Yeah, the other one.
Do another roll.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Same that. They're-
Okay, then no.
Yes, my business is where the party of Wahuru returning to Qubayba. I'm receiving point shot, and these are my party members. We come in peace.
Restilian. 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 You can't be Restilian.
Yeah.
Grist, why don't you do your thing? Let's see if that's another imposter. Everybody get ready.
Another.
And
There's been one surprise.
I'm him.
It's just a
in roll insight.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, Manitoba.
53.
You said insight?
Yeah.
54.
Okay, you guys both noticed that whereas it seemed like there were just 12 or so guards like in front of us, there were what looked to be sort of trenches in the ground that were like sort of sprung back, and there are guards like now popping up, and they have like crossbows and stuff like that sort of aimed at us. They're sort of ringed around. Matatopa is oblivious.
Hardwood is gonna like bump Mototopa's elbow and then like I guess
Well, Matatopa is still sort of in the back. You guys are up front.
yeah.
So Matatopa has one aimed at his back, and he's just like,
You know what?
Yeah.
Better to be oblivious than scared.
and so then spell magic resistance.
Oh,
Magic
can I just
resistance.
Not roll.
Hmm.
Can I not roll? Can I just assume that they're doing something because of what they said?
I mean, you're still going to roll because
gonna be like, oh.
you're still gonna roll because it technically is harmful. And your body would try to resist it naturally.
Okay. It doesn't really matter. We got 20.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are you getting?
Let me
We
check
should
that back.
no, it's higher. 33.
I got a 59.
Okay.
Okay. So then she asks, so who are you really?
Didn't I just say it?
And who are you?
On the cover.
What's a knee carved one?
On the carbon is me.
And who is he?
He is Restelian coin blood.
Huh, coin blood.
No, she just gave the party.
Where'd you join the party at?
If you've heard of a place called Sun, I was born there and joined the party there.
You were born there,
Yeah, it's like a whole.
but you're not a Cholulin.
I was less born and more created, but yes, I'm not Chilean as
She was
So-
reincarnated. No,
reincarnated.
you were reincarnated.
I was
You were reincarnated.
created.
You
Hmm.
were reincarnated.
And so she will look at Gris, and Gris will be like, okay, well, Bastillion, glad to have you back.
Good to be right.
Yes.
I see you upgraded the
so-
defenses.
Oh yes, a lot has happened. A lot has happened.
Mm.
Oh, guys, put those away. Put those away. And so Grist, the rotund gnome, will say, "Phew, that was close. We almost killed a coin shop." And he'll say, "Come on, Whistle." And so Whistle and Grist will say, "Guys, come on in. Let's come on in." Oh, that's a nice tiger. Oh, that's a nice tiger. All right.
So Restelian,
You got a goat? What's wrong with that goat?
what's the importance of a coin shop?
You'll figure it out.
So guys, there's some things have changed a bit. I would recommend that you guys stay together. Are you going? You going home?
Yeah, I was gonna have them.
Okay. Go right there.
Will we attend home with him, or
Probably can. Actually, no. We'll head to the 3/5 first, and then me and the couple party will go.
all right?
Oh, the 3/5. Oh, that's right. And
Can I roll knowledge to remember that?
yes.
30.
Okay. You do not remember the 3/5.
That?
But
Well, okay.
the three of us can roll inside because Matatopa has sort of walked up now that we're sort of stopped again. And Matatopa has finally noticed something.
I got 50.
Look,
51.
43, Matatopa. Did you notice anything with your insight? What'd you roll?
Sorry, I did not roll. 42.
42?
Not gonna go roll.
42. You did not notice.
With a 42?
Yes, because you had to get a 43.
Imagine.
Whatever. I rolled a 1.
Yeah. Oh, well. So what Restelian and Matatopa will notice is that when you say 3/5, when you mention 3/5, there will be two of the other guards who will look up and they will like nod like approvingly, once you say the 3/5. And but that will go sort of like, you know, and then they'll go back to their business of working. And so
Just savvy investor.
as Whistle and Grist are sort of walking us into the city, they will sort of try to give a quick recap. Don't know when you were last here, and they'll sort of talk over each other. But the city's been doing pretty good. You see, yeah, we beat back those Kushites, you know, kicked their butts, but good, we did. And you know what? We pushed them back, and then of course they came back a little bit. But then, you know, we got some support from the COG, and we pushed them back even further. And so now they're a couple miles away, probably about 30, 40 miles away. And so what we did is we got a barricade miles away. But you know, sometimes they
knowledge to remember what their fish do. And like who they are.
yes.
Like if they're gonna got it. 36.
36. Yep, I'll let you know. You remember, you don't remember everything, but you do recall that there was something very bad between them and you guys. And it's more an emotion having to do with the death of your brother.
Yeah.
That's what you get, but you don't recall the exact details. You just know that you really don't like them, but you don't know why.
So
Yeah.
because Caliph was very upset with how the Dominion and Kush were doing with Elon.
Well, Kush is different than the Delos Dominion.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like still.
Yeah, so you just
They both
you just know.
weaponized Elon's in a way, or
Well,
Caliph did,
Kush is a kingdom of Elon.
right?
Yeah, so they weren't weaponized. They are a kingdom of Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they. So yes, but Caliph was not happy with how they were representing the Elon race.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Delos Dominion did weaponize humans, though, right?
No. There is an Elon that is part of the one's leaders, but they're not like weaponizing
Okay.
Elon.
I definitely thought that like the crystals were like mind controlling the Elons. Was that not like a thing?
No,
The crystals that were in their bodies?
no.
Okay, all right then.
No, they were, no, you're merging something else together.
Okay,
That's a
gotcha.
different, you're thinking of the Kadaja Lin. That's something different.
All right, then the way I'm thinking about it right now is going to be what Nick Harwin is theorizing. Then.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So, but every once in a while, those sneaky somethings, they will send in assassins in the city. And
Who are they to assassinate?
well, us, duh.
Well,
You know, they try to get in and kill us.
Of course, Qubaybans, but are they attacking city leaders or are they just attacking the folk on the street?
It doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, they want to hurt the warriors. Us, strong us. You know, kill up enough of us, you can win the war.
Of course.
And if they get a leader or two, that, you know, all the more power to them.
As long as they aren't harming those who are innocent and do not take up arms or are unable to.
Well, I mean, innocent, you know, we're all innocent until you die. I mean, you know, they're killing us.
Oh no, of course.
I don't understand you. I mean, where'd you find this one? But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I know you find people up in that Qubayba place or whatever that not Qubayba, that Chow Yuxin. Yeah, I hear them Cholulans, crazy people up there, but it's okay. So like I was saying, just be safe. Go to the 3/5. You haven't been back to 3/5 since it's been complete, have you?
We left just as the construction began.
Oh my, you're gonna be in for quite a treat, quite a treat. Chris, Whistle, now stop talking so much. So you guys, we have to leave you here. you're gonna be in good, just go on straight away where you're gonna go. And we're gonna get back to Garden City. Whistle's a little excited. She's not used to talking to the nobility and such,
So is
but
it
it's okay.
Grist and Whistle?
Yes. I'm Grist, that's Whistle.
Oh, no, sorry, I was asking how to get my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
I
I
thought I misheard Whistle at first, and I'm like, all right, Grist.
Well, he calls her Whistle, but he goes past sometimes.
Got it.
And so the gnome is Grist, and the halfling is Whistle.
Got it.
And so at the gate, Derrican will say that he is going to part ways a little bit, and he is actually going to go to the cog, and Pepzala and her contingent, they're going to go with him to the cog, because they are still trying to find recruits. And so she wants to see Olam Orr. 1 EP, if you can recall who Olam Orr is.
Olam Orr is one of the members of like that round table of people, right?
1 EP, if you can remind me who Olam Orr is.
He is alive.
Ah,
It was one of the guys that there was like a group who were like the leaders of Qubayba.
there is a group who is that.
Is that Olam Orr or no?
You're just guessing.
I mean,
So I will give you guys 10 seconds to give me a solid answer
I'm
on
going
who
to say that
Olam Orr
he
is.
a dragon spawn who is on the member of the leaders of Qubayba.
Okay. And your answer.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Olam Orr is he is the ambassador, the dwarven ambassador from the cog.
Oh, for the Holy Mountain we were at, or is that a different thing?
Well, we haven't been to the cog, but
Yeah, not the cog, but the mountain
Yes.
we were at, where there was like the 3 people, and that was how Calicut his
That-
abilities.
yeah, well, yes, but that they had been a part of the cog that had
Yeah.
been separated, but yes, so,
Okay,
but
got it,
yes, he is an ambassador from the cog.
got it.
So anyway, she's going to go see him because she is trying to recruit to bring back warriors and such for the Lifehold.
Well,
So we are going to go ahead and head on to the 3/5.
while I'm walking to the 3/5, I just want a little insight into what Qubayba is like. 43.
Okay. All
Is
right.
it still torn, like beaten down?
No.
That's what I'm more insight to see.
Qubayba is, where did I put the map? I thought I had the map handy, but I don't.
I used to make my head. One of the spiders in our bags were born.
He saw a spider and it freaked him out.
It's like right here. Do you just want me to get it, or
You can just kill it. It's a spider.
that's what I mean? If you're cool with me, just get.
Yeah, just step on it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeesh. Yes, we are strong men of Wahuru. That's how we roll. No spider's gonna kill us here. Yikes.
That
All right.
scared me. You don't
So-
understand. He was walking across my impulse check.
So this is Qubayba. And so it has been rebuilt. And what was your impulse, your insight roll?
My impulse was spider. My
Yes.
insight was 43.
Okay. You will notice that it doesn't seem as if there was actual carpentry used. You do see where there were some what looks like physical repairs where you had like nails and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
also, if it helps, I have the one proficiency, that helps me identify no, not fortunate.
Assess fortification.
Yep.
Okay, then you can definitely tell that there was a lot of magic involved in building it. You see how the earth was actually formed up into the walls. And you see that a lot of the fortifications were fortified,
Right.
strengthened with runes on them.
Ooh.
I mean, you're not doing like arcane insight or anything like that.
I
So-
don't think I have arcane insight.
I mean, you know, it's probably one of the spells that you could access from one of your tomes, but I mean, you don't have to use it right now. You can imagine that there's probably magic in the runes.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I got you. I have occult knowledge, if that helps. I have spell grasp, religious curiosity. I can.
Yeah, I
source
mean,
system.
you can just assume,
Yeah.
you know, if you see runes and you know about fortifications, you would assume that a rune on a big fortification wall like that would have something to do with magic,
Got it.
especially if they're in the middle of a war and they just did it, you know. But along the streets and stuff like that, you do see signs of even recent damage. As we're walking, we see someone cleaning up some blood. We see signs of there's what looks like a butcher shop, only they're sawing off someone's leg, things like that. As we turn, going more into this area, I'm sorry, coming up down over into this area over here, I'm getting closer to the shop. The houses and buildings are made of brick, more stout construction, and seem to be more stately. The 3/5, when we first purchased it, was like just a sort of a single standalone sort of building.
Yeah.
And it had like a courtyard in the background,
Yep.
in the backyard, and behind it was like the ruins of a building.
Wasn't there like some kind of giant thing or something?
That was not behind it. That was over in this section where the dwarves were.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, but we were more over here.
Gotcha.
And so that's where Derek and them are going. That's over where the cog is.
Okay, so
the
that's the
contingent.
cog is. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought that was a much more localized thing. Got it.
No, that's where the contingent is. And so we're more in this area.
Yep, got it.
So, but what we find is that the 3/5 is actually now more of a 3-story building. And it's actually almost like a block, you know,
Oh,
so it's expanded way beyond what we had contracted.
wow.
And now it's time to do some rolls. Okay. So each of you guys have to do rolls to determine what we're about to find.
Oh, what? Okay.
Okay.
I didn't tell you where you're going before.
No, I'm going to tell you what to roll.
Got a 2.
Yeah, that's not the roll. All right.
Saved our lives.
Okay. So 20. You give me a 20.
I got 14.
Okay, so 13, 20, 39. Okay. Give me 12.
Eight.
Eight.
Oh, we all got eights.
Okay.
24s.
24
Okay,
of 36.
so. All right. All right. So we have, when we get back there, we will notice that the one whole section of it, as we begin to approach, the first thing we'll notice is that there are 4 beefy looking guards standing outside.
Word.
And so Maratopa is going to walk up and say, well met, men. We are entering to see Lomo and Leaniani.
Can I roll knowledge to remember them?
Yes.
Bruh. 32.
You do not remember them.
No, both of them.
Well, roll again. That would
Okay.
be for Lomo.
Okay. That would be a 36.
You remember Leaniani.
Perfect.
Okay. And one of the men will look us over and say, who are you? I am Maratopa of Wahuru, and this is Reaper, owner of this establishment.
On paper.
Roll roll a d12. Oh, okay. All right, so he sort of hesitates, and then the one beside him, says, oh, go check. And so the 3 sort of close ranks, and one puts his hand on the weapon, while the first guy ducks inside. And moments later, a large Nator will poke his head out. Oh, is that Maratopa and Reaper, Baylock, and Stitch? Oh, you guys are back. Boy, it's been a while.
Really has been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, come here. And Lomo's gonna step out and he's gonna give a big old hug.
Step away from that.
I'm just gonna teleport through.
Oh,
I don't feel like getting crushed today, Lomo.
Okay, you're gonna teleport where?
Just like a foot or 2 away.
Okay, like through his
Oh, wait,
embrace.
wait. Can I? If I were to teleport, since I'm already in the city, I wouldn't get sent to the prison, right?
Correct.
All right, then yeah, I'll just teleport away from the hub. Just
Okay.
just outside.
Oh, I thought you meant you're going to try to teleport into the building.
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I thought you were
Oh.
going straight through and in.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
That's
Yeah.
cold-hearted.
Wow, that's crazy.
You were the one who implied it.
No, I just said I'm just gonna teleport away. I like me better to away.
He will seem like he doesn't even notice. As he crushes Monotopa, squeezes up Stitch, and well, I guess Baylock will escape because Baylock is shorter. And in a big old bear hug. Oh, good to see you. And he lifts. Oh, good to see you. All right. Well, what do you got here? You brought some pets?
These are my companions.
So you got some pets?
Sure.
Wow. That's a big wolf. Can
I would
can I-
advise.
can I pet him?
Ask it first.
I would advise against doing so without permission. Yes.
Ask the wolf?
Her name is Chao.
Her? And so he's gonna walk up. Hey, Chao. So I mean, Chao's like, that. Hey, Chao. What's that? You got a mangy goblin on you. Come here. He's gonna try to reach for the goblin.
I'll try and grab his hand.
Okay. Impulse.
Got it.
All right, no problem. That's a choice.
28.
Okay. All right. So you will grab his hand.
This goblin is a compatriot of ours.
So you grabbed his hand, but you're not stopping his momentum.
Got you. Okay.
And so
Can I roll
you're
prowess?
yes. You can roll prowess.
54.
What is your strength?
My strength is 11.
Oh, okay. So you do manage to sort of pull him away
Right.
a little. But he still is almost grabbing, the goblin.
This mangy goblin you're referring to is our compatriot, Zach.
Oh. So Chaho was not happy.
Oh, oosh.
Okay,
Oh,
she
no.
did get a singularity, but she
Oh,
did not get a Vander's delight as she reaches over and bites him
Okay. then I'm
on
gonna
the
try and
on the
stand-
arm.
then I'm gonna try and stand in between Cha'aho and Lomo, facing Cha'aho, and then I'm going to call.
Well, I mean, at this point, she has already bitten his arm.
She's already bitten his arm. Has she let go, or was it a nip?
No, I mean, it was a full-blown bite because he tried to harm someone that she has known a lot longer than she's known him. And so she is,
Love Chao.
So has she let go yet, or no?
Nope.
well, I mean, first of all, she's taking a bite, so I'm just gonna roll damage
Yeah.
to see what the damage is.
Oh
no.
no.
And so,
Come
I
on.
just let him fight it out. I did not feel like fighting Momo.
Feel like fighting level either, but I can't have him killing Zach. Cha'aho rolling over and Zach getting squished.
Exactly. Zabby's got legs.
so, okay, so Lomo, gotten bitten. Says, what are you doing? And he'll yank his hand out. And he will, he'll get ready as if he's going to like take a swing. And then, I mean, you can say something if you like, but
I said earlier, Zap is our compatriot. He's under our protection. He is with Wahuru.
but the voice that comes through is Lomo, control your temper. We've talked about this. As Liani Ani steps through the doorway. And she is a slight human, young-ish female. And she says, well, I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Howdy.
You'll hear gently through Nick Hartman's helmet. Leone.
You wouldn't know she was.
Well, you remembered her.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Mama. Yeah, yeah.
Not Lomo. I don't know who this random Nator is, but I don't want him touching that goblin.
Well, okay. Who are you? And why did you guys bring a goblin here?
It's a long story. The goblin we used for information to go kill some demons. And then we did that. But that was recent.
So
she is a reincarnation. She has the body of Caliph because Caliph died.
Whoa.
what? Oh, what?
No, that's a lot of information to drop on someone immediately.
It's a long story.
Yes.
Caliph
Leone,
died?
I am, and then I'm
So
gonna
did-
try and roll performance to kind of like or do we still have performance? Am I tweaking or is it not?
No. You mean persuasion?
You know what? Yeah, I will
Yes.
try and roll persuasion
Persuasion,
to
yes.
after that stone cold, heartbreaking opening. I'm gonna try to deliver it a little bit softer. 9. Persuasion 30. And I'm gonna say, yes. While Wahuru was out, Caliph, he fought bravely and had unfortunately passed away in battle.
Oh, but and Lomo will say, but he helped free me.
Mhm.
He's gonna say, oh, but oh, that's bad news.
Yeah. So did Vondra.
Andra, the big little guy? Ah, how'd you guys let that happen?
I don't even know. He was there and then he was gone and then he was dead.
As far as I am to be Caliph's progenitor, his fatal mistake was of his own doing, unfortunately. And as for Vondra, he took his own life.
Well, he passed away somehow. That's just Mika says all Dave's NPCs sound like Southwesterners.
Oh baby.
That's funny. So
I'm gonna find some more character archetypes.
yeah. But that's a shame. Well, we've been getting like every once in a while we get some stuff from you guys, like the money and stuff like that, and we just thought everything was going well.
And it has been going well. Wahuru has been doing great across the continent. However, it is the much more personal information we would rather deliver with our persons as opposed to letters.
Well, Liani will say, well, that is sad news indeed. Lomo, I see that you have gotten yet another battle wound. Why don't you go in and have it tended, and I will show the rest what changes we have done.
I have actually, do I? Wait, maybe I'll bug it. Nope, I have a Tilden's time. I'm gonna cast salve on what his wound is.
Okay.
So, and then that's 1d4.
Yep.
2 vitality die.
Okay. That will do 2 vitality. It will basically do nothing to the wound. But
Hopefully that will help those who mend to it have an easier job.
thanks, Leoniani will say. But we are training people on how to handle battle wounds, and so this will be good practice for them.
Should I create a bigger wound then? Just to undo what I've killed.
If you think you can, I'm sure Lomo would enjoy the practice. There are training rooms in the back. And Lomo will say, I mean, if you would like, we can do that. But I do often break things.
Ah, of course, then that would be fun practice. First, we would like to perhaps set our things first, though.
Very well. Regarding your companions, your pets, your animals, do they, and Child will say, I'm no pet. Oh,
Yeah, they can all talk.
Thought you were joking. No? Oh, well,
You're supposed to ask the wolf permission first.
well, Wolf,
Ciao.
Chao, do you guys stay outside? I mean, it's not like we got beds for them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Manitoba will say, well, I mean, you know, the building looks a lot different than last I saw it, but I know we had a courtyard. Do we still have a courtyard? And Leani will say, yeah, we still have, well, it's more of a big training area, but we have a space that is open to the sky that I'm sure they would feel comfortable in.
And then the carbon is going to hand cant to Manitoba. This is Wahuru's.
It's Restilians, but yeah.
Yes, this is ours. This is Manitoba.
And then her hands are just kind of like drop down as she's like glaring over the place. And then she's gonna roll insight and
Ah,
this is really easy up there. 51.
so Mika Butler didn't know that you could cast salve on an NPC. Yeah, you can cast any spell on anyone.
Oh yeah, no, salve is just
Yeah,
no, it's a healing spell. Is as long as it can take damage. Well, buildings can take damage, but you can't really salve it, can you?
no, you would do like mend or something like that too.
So as long as it's like alive and it can take damage, you can salve it. So like I'd assume you could salve like a tree or something, right?
That, well,
You wouldn't mend a
you
tree.
you would do a different type of thing. You could do like, if it's, you could do salve to a tree.
Got it.
Yes. But that would be like an old growth type thing, and only if you are sort of more nature inclined,
Right.
you know, because it would, it would reflect your attunement with nature.
Mhm.
You know, if you are someone who swings a sword all the time and all that, who lives in the city, you wouldn't consider trees a living thing.
Oh, so the spell
You
counts
know.
based on like what you consider
Yeah,
to be living.
yeah, because it's a part of you,
Right.
and it's sort of how you interpret the shadow sea. So,
That's
all right, but
interesting.
so, but we got off on a tangent.
An
all right.
interesting thing.
Yes. So, if you're assessing fortification, you will see that it is, like I said, like a 3-story building. It seems to be a lot of brickwork. You do notice that there are runes on like what looks like capstones at different areas, and that there are bars over what would be the slats for the windows.
Like how they have in Britain. With like the cages over the windows, kind of.
Yes, except you notice that you imagine that there would be like some kind of direct might have been working on these, because there appears to be some mechanism attached to them, but you don't know what the mechanism does, but you just see some type of contraption on the inside of the bar.
Right.
You don't know what it does. And that's sort of all you can see sort of from the outside of it.
Got
it. Stepping in on one side, it looks sort of like on.
What is going on with the animals? Are they just like staying outside, or are they can
Yeah, they're. I mean, they're. You know, they're coming in with us on the first level. It almost looks like sort of like a tavern. On one side, and there's a long area where there's like a sort of like an eating area, and beyond that, Lianiani will say, we haven't really decided what to do with the room over there. Right now, it's just sort of empty. And she will say quietly, the safe and stuff is still downstairs. It's protected. And then she will say louder, and then upstairs, we have the dorms. And that's where the recruits sleep.
recruits?
Yes. So far we have, let's see, we've brought in 63 local recruits. And then there's I believe the 17 Zulu that were from Matatopa. And then there was that, what are their names? Jacktaw and Jack T in those Nator. Yeah.
General knowledge to see if I remember them.
Yes.
That. 31.
You will not remember them.
What about Jack T?
You can roll.
That. Oh, 10. 38.
Okay, you remember Jack T.
Mhm.
Okay. You remember vaguely that there was a town that we had gone through, and Reaper had slipped some silver to a slave, a Nator slave, and then like a week or so later, the slaves had escaped, and they said that, Reaper giving them that coin was enough to help them escape or something, and that Jack T was one of the slaves.
Do I remember that while I was Caliph, I was using my special enchanted coin to roll across my fingers so it would distract everybody else so they wouldn't see the transaction going on?
You
I
do
did that.
not remember that.
I'm really proud of
You
that.
do not remember
That was the one time I got to do something cool with that Forsaken coin.
It wasn't very important though. So.
But you do remember Jack T. And so, yeah, so
I think it was one of the items that.
That was-
got soaked up
yeah.
with pallet.
Yep,
Or was that the coin we gave to Jack? It wasn't, right?
it was not. No. No.
Okay, just
Just
wondering.
retcon everything. And so, yeah, so we have a fair number of recruits. So basically what we've done is that I tried to be smart with the money we received. So we've started to take in, I guess you'd call them orphans, people who lost their parents through the war and things like that. The first one was so many of them come. It's hard to remember them all, but Tillian, you guys will remember Tillian, the young one that came in when even before you left, I think that was our first real recruit. And so we started training him. He started training with Derek and Lomo. And then shortly after, the war sort of took a turn for the worse, and we got a couple more recruits. And they continued to train with Lomo and Derrican. And I guess before long, the word got out that, we were sort of the place to be. And so it forced us to change our plans on the construction, because I know we were going to do a smaller, much smaller deal. But then we just started getting more and more people coming. So then I started to think, well, you guys were sending us good money, but we didn't have enough. So I made a decision. I hope you guys agree. But what I did was, I said, we're training these guys, so let's put them to use. So what we've started to do is Lomo and Derrican take them out on missions. And they go and cause mayhem on the enemy lines. We have a deal with the city that they can keep a good portion of what they find. We keep a bit more than the deal, but it's okay.
Out of Leoleani, Wahuru's committing tax fraud?
She's not saying that. She's not.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then then the others came, the ones from the Zulu, and then Choctaw and them, and they're sort of fitting in, but they're a little bit different. They do the training, but they are dangerous, a little bit more dangerous. Especially that Choctaw and them, I guess, having been slaves, they have trauma. So they're.
When you say dangerous, are you referring to the enemy or within Wahuru's ranks?
I think definitely to the enemy, but they have to be treated carefully. They don't quite open up as easily. The Zulu are, they really like that guy there, Manitoba. I guess he was sending them money when they were orphans over in Zulu.
Does Leoleani know who Manitoba is?
Yeah, she's just pointing them out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so out of game in the orphanage, they grew up hearing stories of Manitoba.
Yeah.
And then they would get money, from Manitoba. So,
Yeah. It's like that rich brand out.
Yeah. But they haven't seen the reality of Manitoba. They just have the
Yeah.
story.
They haven't seen this shabby old man.
Exactly. The handsome,
With no kids.
right. Yeah. We got off track there. And so, but But the they are training, and they are definitely gaining in skill. It's just they are sort of removed a little bit. I think now that you guys are here, perhaps they will open up. There were I don't know if it was the Jacktaws or whatever, but some of them said they would only talk to you, Stitch, as he was telling them something about his God or something. And Stitch was, yes, I did speak to them of Danu, and would be happy to tell them more of my deity. So yeah, that's, we've made some coin in your absence, and we've built up a little bit of a reputation. So all in all, we probably have about 80 or 90, I guess, soldiers. I don't know what you call them.
Well, regardless,
Mercenaries.
Wahuru is 18.
I get. Are we a mercenary company? Is that what we are?
Well,
much.
we're not entirely mercenaries. We are liberators at heart, no?
They're still mercenaries.
Mercenary liberators.
I think Madatoba will say I like the branding of liberators better. Yes. Yes.
Liberators.
Mercenaries.
So
And so
That
that's how
just sounds
Wahuru
cooler.
became roughly 100 strong
yes.
between the recruits. Us who were gone.
All right. And so with that, our session for this week.
I was gonna ask about how the building was built. Oh! It'll have to be.
You
for
will
next
have to
time.
wait until next time.
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Scene only.
Apologies.
You better apologize.
Question.
Sure. Trying to get a lot of BP. I'm close to something cool.
What was going on with the guards who are making faces when 3/5 was mentioned?
The guards that were making faces when the 3/5 was mentioned. That would be not the guards outside of the 3/5, but the ones at the front of Qubayba, right?
Correct.
I'm going to say that they've probably heard of the exploits that Wahuru has been through, and they're realizing they've been missing out. Like the city, they probably are having them do, harder jobs, and they're probably not getting paid as much. And I think that they would rather be with Wahuru than as a city guard.
Okay. All right. What do you
Maybe there's
think?
some contractual obligation to stay with the city guard though.
And Mika says she'd wish she'd gotten on sooner. We were down a couple of guys today, but we still had it going.
I don't know. I think they were surprised that this random group of people were connected to the 3/5. Like all these, with these monsters and stuff, like the beasts. Just the accumulation of us and how we prison ourselves. They were like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat.
Okay. All right.
I don't like the
No EP for you.
No.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I tried to give you guys the, but you didn't get it.
Wait, okay.
Like,
If I
yeah,
ask now for
I feel like that was like such an easy answer.
If I ask for no
So-
IP though, can I get the answer to it? Because I had a different idea. I was
Okay,
looking
what's
for.
your different answer?
They've heard a bunch of legends and stories of the epic Wahuru and Angel Friend and all these other battlefields that we've been to and wars we fought, and they saw us and got a little underwhelmed.
It's simpler than that.
I think
You
they just
guys want-
respect the 3/5.
You guys want to know the answer?
Yeah.
They are some of the soldiers.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, they're two of them. They're two of the members.
Oh,
Yes, they're two of the 63.
bruh.
Um,
Wait, so Wahuru, on top of like going and doing missions and stuff, they also double as part of the town guard?
They do a lot of different things. That's what Leonie
Wow.
Ani was saying, is that that's why she wasn't sure what to call, because
Wow.
she is very enterprising.
No, I mean,
And
that's-
so she's into all kind of different things. But another question,
Weapon.
how do you guys think Zav, the goblin, is going to fit in to Wahuru?
I feel like he's gonna be like that side character that doesn't really fit, like that shouldn't work, but like the group is gonna play towards his strengths. So maybe he'll get like super strong and we can use him as a spy or something. Or we can help build the rapport of goblins and show that they're not super evil, that they can be used for good.
Okay,
Yeah, your answer was like a flail episode
No,
all
it
over
was
the
too
place.
far.
You hit my answer in the like bullseye though. I'm thinking that Zav is going to be a spy. I've been calling him our informant, and I think that before we go into any kind of like enemy territory or something, I think Zav is gonna be the new guy on the block, and I think we're gonna juice him up a little bit, give him some cool armor, weapons, so he's like recruit rising up the ranks. He's gonna get as much information as possible, and the enemy's gonna think this little goblin with his little sword and his stinky little shield, and they're not gonna think twice of it. And he is going to be like, our little double crosser. But double crossing the enemy, not us.
okay. I will give you guys each 2 for that answer.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
And Mika says, I think he'll be too strong for Wahuru, but also he could be great in communications with other goblins. So kind of what Nicarvin said. Okay, I will give you I'll give you 2 for that answer, except for the too strong for Wahuru part.
He's way too
I'm gonna
strong for
retake
Wahuru.
Yeah, he's not nearly too strong for Wahuru. But okay, so
If it was like a 5-on-1 with Wahuru versus Zav, we might be in trouble.
yeah, as in we might stub a toe. Yeah,
We might lose a toe. We might lose our whole leg.
yeah, right.
Have you heard of Zav? The
Uh-huh.
legendary goblin?
Yes,
If you're
right.
like an orc war camp, you put him
So-
on your side.
Question.
See what I did there?
I do see.
I
Yes.
was marketing Zav.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not gonna work. So what, and this is a question for your characters. What is your plan now that you have returned to Qubayba? What do you think your character wants to do most?
Oh, are you asking us?
Yeah, I'm asking you, what do your characters want to do most?
I think I want to learn as much information I can about the people that stole my armor. I want that back. But I think I want to just gain as much information about like that group and like the powers surrounding it.
Now, how are you going to gain information about that group if you don't know that group's name?
Well, because I have paper written down. If I looked at it, I could tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a hit list.
Yeah. All right.
I think Nicarvin, giving some insight into my choices, I'm gonna be able to get a really cool proficiency by next session. So I think that's going to be the end of Nicarvin being able to resist magic for now, because I'm back at Qubayba and the positioning is better. I think Nicarvin is going to practice the I was about to say the Kadajalin, the Vokra Namash, and she is going to be, developing her skills in that martial art, and she is even though it's a style that is going to be more, dedicated towards her, she might be, checking out some of the recruits and like, seeing if they would be of her style. So when comes time, Carvin is able to practice this martial art to her highest ability, she might be able to pass that on to some recruits.
So she's thinking about training others in the Vokran Amash?
Not necessarily now. She's going to be like scoping out some of the recruits and like, maybe seeing if once she's able to teach, if they would be good to be taught. And
Okay.
then it would be like another layer on the cake just to throw this on as well. But Carvin wants to get into the just seeing the Caliph's memories of being in Qubayba, plus seeing like the runes on the buildings. Carvin wants to, get into the kind of crafting and the building, the city building, the like house building, weapons,
okay.
crafting, that kind.
All right. And Mika has further amended her answer. She said, I think, all regarding Zav, she said, I think his personality would be too strong. Like he could lead Wahuru in the wrong way. And like he wouldn't blend well. Okay, I can see where you're going with that. I still disagree, but I can see that. I can see that. We did notice that Zav was very sort of I wouldn't say happy-go-lucky, but he was a lot more amenable to being around us than he was to the idea of being around other goblins. And so maybe that's because we haven't really been around goblins and we just assume we know what goblins are like, so maybe that's us just stereotyping goblins. Don't know. But
I want to re-say what I said about my character. I want to learn more about Waziri and how to combine the two.
Okay, all right.
Maybe hunt down the devil because I can.
That has the missing weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, and Matatopa wants to learn more about the dagger that's connected to him, and get an army together to go fight Zilwa. So, yep, that's his plans.
Put my things in the Spark notes. I want to master the Vokran Amash, so I'm going to be practicing the fighting style. I want to find possible recruits as the herald of the herald of Vokran Strazid, Vokran Amash and Strazid. Wait, crazy to say. And then I want to learn magic crafting and building, and then magic building as well.
All right. Well, Cam Fam, thank you guys for watching this episode of EverMore with EverLore. Next week, we should have the full contingent back, and you guys can see what we do from there. I am really curious to see, for you guys to hear Baylock's new invention. He really thinks it's going to be a moneymaker. He's really excited about that. So been waiting to let him bring that into the fold. Also, as I said before, we are going to be doing a GoFundMe. We're going to get that launched hopefully next week, but I'll let you guys know more about that. We have run into some trademark and copyright issues with another company trying to steal our information. So we're working with a lawyer about all that, but we are self-funded, and so we are going to be asking for some assistance in helping make sure that we can continue to provide good quality product for you guys. And so we'll get that out and start pushing that. In the meantime, you guys can learn more about EverLore, which is an exciting and classless and level-less tabletop role-playing game. We use a D12 system, and it uses a point-buy system of character progression. And the game was designed to promote diversity and inclusion. And so the slogan is that no matter who you are, this game is for you. Peace out, Cam Fam. But I don't think I said where you guys can find us. You guys can learn about us on social media at EverLoreGame. You also can check us out on our website, which is ManChildLTD.com. All right, now, peace out, Cam Fam.
Peace out, Cam Fam. Can't believe you did them dirty like that. You really thought you had them thinking it was the end of the episode, man. So tired.